Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming to Deb Chanel's 48's World, where we do soap opera reviews. The soap opera we're going to be going over today is The Young and the Restless. We have a summary given to us by CBS on behalf of Young and the Restless. Jack's romantic evening with Phyllis hits a roadblock. Billy confronts Travis about his intentions towards Victoria, and then Chelsea pulls out all the stops to protect Adam. Okay, we're always recapping from last episode, which it comes on where Victoria comes back and tells Nicholas that Billy didn't do it either. She believes him. Okay, Billy visits Travis at the bar he owns, and Billy is not there to take a drink or be drinking sociable. But, just to patron his establishment, he does order a drink. Phyllis and Jack finally gets to the cabin, and immediately Phyllis is on edge, and she wants to take a walk in the woods, just get away from Jack, so she don't necessarily have to have sex with him or whatnot, because her body is there with Jack, but her mind, her body essence of wanting to do the nasty or whatever, have sex, is just not with him. It's with um Billy. And when you get to that point, you don't need to even be there with the man anymore. You need to just divorce and go your separate ways. Jack sits her down and gives her a gift from him. And she's all up in arms about, why you giving me this gift? I don't need this gift, this, that, and the other. I'm the one supposed to be giving you gifts. But it is what it is. But really, it's a gift from Ashley for the both of them to enjoy. For her to take it out, for her to put it on, prance around, getting his, hard on and feeling his sexuality towards her, and for him to pretty much take it off of her and, do the nasty. But anyway, we're neither here nor there anymore because when she sees the garment, she's like repulsed by it. And she's like, I am not finna sit here and give up the goodies for him just because it is his birthday. I really just don't have time for that. So that's pretty much where we are with that situation. We move on from there. We go to Michael. Michael is noticing Kevin at Crimson Lights. That's the spot where everybody pretty much gathers if they're not over at the athletic club. They gather there for light coffee, light conversation, and they keep it moving. But he noticed his brothers over there being immersed in his computer, and he kind of want to know what's going on. So he sneaks a peek. Then he sits his behind down in the chair, and then he goes into inquiring what Kevin is doing. And of course, Kevin, he's lighthearted. He don't care. He tips his brother on the new job that he's been given by Victoria to pretty much gather evidence for their favor to try to see sabotaging their company from the outside in. So he said, okay, okay, but what I'm looking at is illegal. I don't know where you got that footage from or how you acquired the evidence, but can I look on and see what you're doing? But remember, you and I did not even have this conversation. We did not even share the space where I'm looking at this evidence. So just keep that under wraps, okay? Pretty much that's where we're going with it. So Kevin nods his head in agreement, if you want the information or you don't, okay? So basically, he hell yeah, I want the 411 so I can clear my client Adam from this horrendous setup of a farce type set of charges filed against him on behalf of his dad, Victor Newman. Okay, so they go on and look at this surveillance activity, and it is this mysterious woman. Kevin gives him some enlightenment on where they're going with the scenario, and then quickly, just like lightning strikes after a thunderstorm, Michael goes into lawyer mode, and he goes on and build him a case at Crimson Lights with Kevin watching on. Okay, so that's pretty much the basis of him sitting down trying to get the 411 on what Kevin was doing. Um, and I guess he might even be showing who visiting Ian as well. But Mike was noticing, everything, but he's mostly concentrating on the woman. And him and Kelvin gets in a conversation about, that could be Natalie. And Kevin's pretty much assuring him, yeah, we don't went all over there. She don't clear her stuff. She had her receipts or whereabouts. No, it's not her, but it is a strangely figured woman that I just can't believe that I'm having an inkling of knowing. So he pretty much is just getting this feeling he know this woman. And then Michael's pretty much chiming in as well, like, damn, she look familiar. We can't get a in front face part of her. And I'm like, nut. If they could have, the mystery would have already been solved and Adam would have been relinquished, okay, without you even doing your due diligence as far as work. But Kevin said, hey, that's what we working on, bro. So he pretty much tell him to continue on, let him know the update, keep him in the loop, and he bounces off to pretty much tell Adam the good news or the strategy he's going to attack it um, from another viewpoint and perspective. So he's like happy-go-lucky, and he goes about his way. We go from that situation, we go to Adam. Adam is coming down the stairs trying to talk to someone about visiting hours and needing to talk with Ian. When I guess they hang up on him or they rudely tell him Ian can't have visitors, or I mean, he can't have any telephone privileges or whatnot. You basically have to come and see him. And of course, he can't come because he's on house arrest for the allegedly killing of Constance Bingham. So he gets very upset and, just starts to get into his feelings and get into his own emotions and disconnect in his mind. Um, he's also looking out the window, going over the comings and goings, and he visualized, a cell opening up for him to get in, and then the cell closing up in front of his face, and then he's not noticing here I'm not Hillary, hey, what's her name? Chelsea coming up behind him, and he kind of gets startled at her presence. Then he pretty much gives her a little feeling in what he was doing, and she tries to occupy his mind with bringing him over to the table or the dining table where she's prepared breakfast for him. And then if that wasn't a slap in the face, with that because Chelsea cannot cook. She had the orange juice, okay. She had the bowl of fruit, wonderful. Man, she had some burnt up toast that looked it like asphalt. Okay, he's like, no ma'am. You took me from feeling bad to looking at this food that you're trying to feed me and made me go into a worse state than I once was in. But he was joking lightheartedly, but she knows she can't cook, so she didn't take it too hard that much. And, they just start going over the comings and goings about, him was trying to go see Ian in jail, but it doesn't look like it's going to be a possibility, mainly because, he's on house arrest. So Chelsea goes on to talk with Adam about what is really on his mind. Adam is going on telling her, relaying to the fact that he really needs to get in now and talk with Ian again and make sure he knows what's really at stake about everything. And Chelsea says, shoot, I'll go see him. And, he's not wanting her to go, but he has no other options. So she pretty much mounts on out and goes to the elevator when unexpectedly she greets Michael at the elevator when it opens. And he's not telling her nothing. She's really not telling him nothing. They just part ways with smiles, and that's pretty much it. Nicholas is asking Victoria why can't she get over Billy? Travis is entertaining Billy, but he's definitely not giving in. He's taking his stance. And he's pretty much telling Billy, you just don't want to see her with nobody else. I'm not doing anything. I'm not this saboteur or whatever. Your problem is she's moving on and you haven't. So they pretty much have little words and get into a little fist fight. But we leave that situation. We go to Jack. Jack is trying to get Phyllis to the bed, and she's not having it. Jack is trying to decompress with her in the bedroom. He said there's many, many ways other than going out in the environment, smelling the cool, crisp air and walking alone and, just getting one with nature. But, we can do decompression here in the bed, like little animals just getting into each other and just tearing each other to pieces, if you know what I mean. But Phyllis just looks at him with disgust. And, I mean, he's your husband, boo. I mean, it's really time to get a divorce because your body and heart is for Billy, not Jack. You need to just go and do the right thing and leave Jack. Okay, we go to commercial. We come back from commercial. We have Phyllis is telling Jack she's hungry. She's stalling is basically what she's doing. But Jack says to her, no need to go out. He has her frogua, or I don't know, some kind of dip that's pronounced in French, I guess, but it's probably some kind of dip that she really likes, and strawberries. And Phyllis is remembering Billy and her had the same conversation about he didn't really know her likes when it came to food. He didn't know if she was a chip or dip person or she was a far person, or caviar, or um I think that's pretty much it. Or strawberries type her. He really didn't know, so he just picked up a lot of things and just let her pick and choose what she wanted to eat when they were together. So Jack knew her like straight up. He did, it's just like turning over, himself. He mirrors her. He finds out. He finds out what she likes. He anticipates her every wish or dream, just everything. He knows everything about her, and I'm like, and he respects her totally. So he had all her good favorites, and she was like, oh my goodness, I can't. This is making me nauseated. But anyway, we leave from that situation. We go back to Billy and Travis. They're still arguing about Victoria, but Victoria has basically come in to the establishment where Travis's bar is held, and she's watching everything uncover itself and transpire right in front of her eyes. Two men fighting for her. Really? Okay. We move from there. We go to Nicholas and Victoria. Well, I'm sorry. She don't get there at that point because Victoria's still at the office fussing with Nicholas, so I went too ahead of myself. So, like I said, both of them are fussing. Nicholas and Victoria arguing about Billy, her ex-husband. Victoria's telling Nicholas, Natalie and Billy nor Travis are the saboteurs. So let's just forget that. Let's 86 them out, put that in the trash. Let's focus on what we know and our enemies that we knew were there to hurt us just as much as Dad, and Dad would probably enlist them. So they pretty much back on Luca. I can't think of anybody else, but I know they don't let those other people go that she specified were not there to hurt her. We go to Adam and Chelsea, still going over freeing in. Okay, I went too fast from there too. But anyway, like I said, Adam and Chelsea, they go prior to her meeting and leaving to go see Ian, which she falsifies truth when she sees Michael coming off the elevator. And he don't really tell her why he's really there either. But prior to that, Adam and Chelsea has, they're going over freeing Ian playing from jail. And she's going to see him at the jailhouse. But okay, yeah, I know. Cause then as she enters, we talk about Michael coming out, so that's that whole spiel. We go to commercial. We come back. We're on Kevin. Kevin comes over to see Nicholas about what angle Mike was seeing now to hopefully help his client, which is Adam. And, of course, Nicholas saying, no, Adam is guilty, da 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 da. And he's like, no, not from what we're looking at. And, they go into the whole spiel of Victor having this female person uh, doing the do. And, Victoria sees it and they just trying to figure it all out. Who is this mysterious woman? We leave that situation. We go to Chelsea. Chelsea's at the prison. She's talking to Ian. And Chelsea's telling Ian the whole thing about how the plan of action is going to go down to free him from jail and this, that, and the other. But before that, he goes in and tell Chelsea he has to have a better suit. He's sure Victor's going to be looking like $1,000,000. And he said, the suit makes the man. So he needs to be like very out there and noticeable and sharp, okay, for his testimony. Then he goes on to test Chelsea's loyalty about pretty much them being truthful that they're going to help him escape. And, he wants to see some tears or some real emotions. And, when he pretty much calls her bluff, Chelsea does go off the deep end and she shows tears and raw emotion. And then he grabs her hand and says, I just had to test you to see where you on point with me and your plan was together because, I'm going to get out of him, and little did she know, Ian is really pretty much just persuading her and Adam that he got the goods on Victor, which he don't. He's just going to get out, he just want to, I guess, get up there, testify, and then as they think he's going back to his jail, they're gonna help him escape. But that got so many holes in it, honey. Woo, that plan is gonna fail. So we leave that situation. We go to commercial. We come back. No, I'm sorry, we don't go to commercial. We go to the other segment where is still talking to Travis about being a Wall Street shark while Travis is tearing into Billy. Billy noticed Victoria is in the background, so she actually has left Newman Enterprises and she's seeing everything unfold with Travis's demeanor and what he's saying and how Billy is responding back to him. We finally go to commercial, then we come back. We have Victoria. She comes in and between the two guys and asks Billy, why is he there? Why is he bothering Travis? Why is he at Travis' bar? All those kind of questions. And she goes on to address what's going on with both men because she want to hear from both of them. And then we go to Jack. Jack is telling Phyllis he don't want to leave the cabin at all. While they are there, he just wants to listen to slow music, get into the mood, sensual mood, so they can go make love. And Phyllis is just trying to get smashed, probably having sex with Jack. Because Jack is slow dancing with her in the cabin and trying to get his groove on in that way to kind of like de-alarm her or de-stress her out before they really go and, get into each other's, really physically get in each other. And he's like, we need some music. Let me go out to the car and get my CD that I had prepared also for our night here and days or whatever. And so she lets him out, of her grass, which she was glad to do that. And he mows on out to the car. And while she's out, in the car getting the music, she's trying to get smashed on the wine that they have. I mean, she's drinking and gulping down and everything. And I'm like, Phyllis, you ought to be shot up the crack of your ass, okay? Because you're just too much. I mean, divorce Jack. That would be the better option of anything you could probably think of because you physically don't want to be with him and you've already hurt him. And then with you not wanting to have sex, which is something you are supposed to do, honey, with your husband and love doing it with him, which that seems to not be your forte right now. So yeah, you need to do the darn thing. Stop thinking about Billy and go and get that divorce, and then you can be with him. You'll be seen and deemed in the eyes of others, especially the ones in his family members and close friends, as a slut, never to be, talked about or looked upon again. You'll be a castaway in a sense. Unless you come up pregnant, but then you don't know who baby it is. Yes, it would still be an Abbott, but which one? Is it Jazz? Is it Billy? What is it? What's going on? Anyway, we leave that situation because it's too hot of a mess. We go to Michael, and this is pretty much the last and final scene. Michael's going over video footage with Adam. He's telling him pretty much the good news, the angle that he's going to attack Victor with to free him, meaning Adam, of all the charges, because this mystery woman that he obtained the information from his brother has come to visit Victor in jail, kind of clandestinely, and it's been about 8 or 9 times consecutively that she's come to see him. And pretty much after she first started her first visit seeing him, that's when evidence started coming up on him about a diary, about Sage had mentioned that he had killed Constance Bingham, and just the whole ball started rolling south for Adam and his freedom. Compliments of Victor Newman and his saboteur, the mysterious woman that we can't see her face right now. But that's pretty much it. He's kind of happy about it because he really don't want to have Ian as his last resort. Michael's, chiming in on that. But if it is, come what it is, they only have 24 hours to basically find this mystery woman and put the pieces together to try to keep Adam out of jail. My thoughts on it, Adam's going to jail. And he's going to spend a couple of weeks up in there while his trial is going on. And then the evidence is going to come out that Victor actually indeed set him up from start to finish. But that's just my thoughts. Hopefully they'll play out and we can see sooner than later. But this were my take on The Young and the Restless that aired today, June 29th at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, my time zone. Look forward to talking with you and giving you visuals of the next episode of The Young and the Restless. Other than that, y'all have a good evening, and I'll talk to you tomorrow, God willing. Blessings and good night.